Good morning. Okay, here we go. It's drafting week. This is where the proverbial rubber meets the road, right? We just watched Christmas Vacation with the family the other night, and the father mixes that metaphor up, and instead of eat my dust, you know the line, right? Anyway, the rubber should meet the road now. That's the right expression. So here's what we're doing. This week, your only assignment is to have, I'm looking at my little syllabus here, by the way, it's in your syllabus too. This is assignment 5-4, and this is your peer review of your draft. And you're going to put that both in the discussion board for someone to review, of course, and then you're going to hand it to me. I don't need a full rough draft, neither do your peers. In fact, realistically, if you have your whole rough draft done, you're great. I mean, that's awesome. Somebody could really fine-tooth comb at it. But the chances are that you will have just a chunk of it done. I would encourage you that if you have a choice, if you can only get a chunk of it done with internal citations, or you can get the whole thing done without, I would go with choice A. This is just kind of my little word to the wise. I recommend on a rough draft for you, especially of this type of paper, for you to include your citations in the rough draft. It's so easy just to want to write and write and write and worry about the citations later. But from my experience, it takes a lot more time to go back in and fill in where your research came from after the fact than if you just do it right now. It also sets you up for less plagiarism if you do it right now, because chances are you could forget, did I quote that? Did I paraphrase that? Maybe that was mine, I don't remember. You know, our memories with all this information, it's end of the semester, as you know, and I just really recommend you cite things as you go, even if it means having an incomplete first draft. What I'm grading when I get your rough draft is not how much rough draft you have done, but whether or not you have given feedback to someone else. So please remember to include your feedback postings to someone else. In the past, we've had students say, nobody ever looked at my draft. Two things there. Make sure you get your draft in early, enough in the week that somebody could look at it over the weekend at least, okay? And, some students function like I do, where weekends are full of other stuff, and I truly very rarely work on the weekends. I really slam out my weeks and then have to clear off my weekend for family. And with this week being a short week, we have kind of an extra little hiccup, right? So if you look, your final draft isn't due until December 2nd, which gives you the week after Thanksgiving. So do try to get your draft turned in by Wednesday. I'm not expecting anyone to go in there over Thanksgiving, but if you do, you'll have things to critique. Try to move the critiquing around. If you notice somebody's getting critiqued a lot, try somebody else. If you're not getting any attention on your draft, put a post out there. Hey, could somebody look at this, please? Okay? We want to work together. Right? Nobody's being slighted on purpose. I know that. And I did just a moment ago look ahead here. You'll have a full week to turn in your final draft, which means that you're going to have plenty of time to. This draft this week for this short week can be very rough, and then the final draft time is the following week. Okay, then we're looking at the 5th through the 9th as our turn-in time for our research paper. Hopefully by then I'm going to have turnitin.com set up for you. It's not set up yet. Sorry about that. Had a little family emergency last week. Some of you know all about that. So basically from December 5th through 9th, you're going to be turning your paper in. So do notice that the rough draft date is quite early compared to when the final research paper is due. I do want the final draft by December 2nd, but my hope is to get the my comments made to you that by the 9th. That's a really quick turnaround for me, but I'm going to try to do it so that you have exam week, the 12th through the 17th, for your to do your final revisions so that you can trying to get my words together here, so that you can have a clean portfolio draft. That's what I'm aiming at. So what's the sequence? This week we're editing. Next week we're finalizing and turning the paper in. The week from the 5th to the 9th, I'm basically throwing your papers back at you, saying, hey, here's what I would fix. You're fixing them for your portfolio, and the exam week 12th through 17th, you're submitting your draft to your portfolio. And then case closed on this class. Can you believe it? Woo, we're almost done. Hey, if you have any questions along the way, please feel free to write and ask. I mean, the big thing is right now, make sure your purpose is to persuade or solve a problem, okay? On that note, have a great week. Bye-bye.